Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into East River Soccer Complex from Bluefield, West Virginia, as the Rams take on the Bryan College Lions here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bailey Engel and Cynthia Brown here. We're really happy to have you with us as the Rams. Cynthia, it's been a tough season to start out for them defensively. They have allowed 46 goals on the year. What needs to be different today for Bluefield to get a win?
They have to play for each other in this game. Pressure cover balance in this game a lot. We're playing a man down this game. We just have to work for each other on and off the field and on and off the ball. Encouragement and talking from our center backs would definitely be helpful in directing. With that, we can do pretty well this game.
As we look at Bryan College, they are a different team than a season ago. Right now, coming into this match with a losing record, even though they did win the conference a season ago, they have a new coach as well. So there's a different look to this Lions team.
Yeah, definitely, but Bryan's always going to come out strong, come out fast and physical. We have to be prepared for that and just fight back with them.
Kwame Appiah, the head coach of the Bryan College Lions, coming from Dayton, Tennessee. The Rams are going to be wearing blue in this one, going right to left in the first half, while Bryan wearing the red. They're going to be going left to right. Tough season for Bluefield as a whole. A ton of injuries, Cynthia, including yourself.
Yeah, we have a lot of injuries. I think that's with the lack of players that we have this season. But, it hasn't stopped the girls with playing, with fighting throughout each game. We have a lot of fighters. We have 2 seniors on our team, both with bad injuries, but they play every game like it's their last.
Rams just about ready to start in this one. The referees didn't show up until about 45 minutes left, or after kickoff was supposed to go, and now the Rams start out with the ball. Down in the bottom for Thrasher. Good pressure on the touchline, and a flag comes up. Bryan College almost forcing a turnover right back to him, but Bluefield will keep possession. Playing here at East River Soccer Complex, about 8 minutes away from Bluefield College's main campus in Bluefield, Virginia. It has been raining on and off again in the 2 Virginia, so the field not in the best shape right now. Now throwing for the Lions, Mary Mae Berchtold. Good steal on the bottom. Thrasher. Stokes. Rams in the attacking third. Now a throw in. Pressured out by Joanna Rapp. Now on the attack for Bryan. Through ball. Chance with a right foot and pushed away by Schweers. Well, we haven't gotten to talk about Schweers yet, Cynthia, but she's just a sophomore from Germany and actually was not even supposed to be the starting goalkeeper this year. We've already noted those injuries, but so far a pretty solid job in the net.
Yeah, actually really solid. We had a game against Reinhardt. I believe she had 46 saves that entire game, which is incredible for an outside back to take that big role and play goalie for us and do very well at it.
Yeah, no training at all. Now Bluefield's defense, they have to be tough. Can be a long telling season when you're outscored 46-0. Rams have yet to score their first goal. Rams keep possession. Leading goal scorer for Bryan. Already has a shot in this one. McKenna Giles with 5 goals on the season. Bryan College coming into this one 3-6, 2-2 overall. And of course, folks, right after this game, we're going to have the men's game, so stick around. Bluefield still pressuring. Chance on the left side. On the ground. Front of goal. Scores. That's Giles on the first goal. 1-0 Bryan.
Right there, Bailey, I believe that Bluefield's defense, they have a lot of speed on the middle of the pitch. I believe Bryan also has a lot of speed on the outside. If we stay more compact there, those through balls won't be as easy to get through. A lot of pressure, keep it in the defense, keep it in the midfield. McKenna's a great player on the outside, playing against her last year. Great pace, great finish on the ball. Just keep the ball moving, keep the defense compact, and that wouldn't happen.
Well, it looked a bit sloppy when you got inside of the box. They were able to just pepper the ball around, and Giles was able to work open lane to try to push that ball through the net.
Yeah, that comes with stepping a lot faster on the defensive portion of things. I believe that if our center backs take the role and step harder, put a body on them, we're a small team, but we have some feistiness in us.
So 6 goals on the year for McKenna Giles. Another chance for the Lions. And it's halted as the flag rises on the near side and offside.
If the defense can keep the offside trap going on, that can work really well in our favor with their speed up top.
How so?
How so? With their speed on top, I know McKenna is really fast on the outside, so if we step up the line of pressure, get them offsides a lot more, we don't have to worry about tracking back and having to put a body on them or even foul them at that point.
Chance developing for Bluefield. Stokes in a bit of trouble as the defense holds strong for Bryan. Well, Michael Callahan, the first-year head coach for Bluefield College, he's screaming something on the far side of the field, and well, it's been a tough go of it for Bluefield as well. Joshua Miller, the head coach a season ago, leaving in August, and Michael Callahan, a first-year head coach, actually played here at Bluefield a few years ago, back at his alma mater, and just trying to move this program forward, and it's tough to do that with so many injuries and having to play a player down to start so many games. Close up. She passes it right. Back for Rapp. Towards the box. And booted away. A good job for Bluefield on the defensive end. Here's Camacho. Ripped away from the ball by Robe. Clock just reads 39-21. We're about 6 minutes elapsed. Bryan up 1-0. McKenna Giles with her 6th goal of the season. Already slipping up on the mud, and it's definitely thick soil out in here in the East River Soccer Complex. There's a field over back behind the press box that the high schools actually play on, but there's a lot of weathering, and the rain definitely not helping in the past 2 weeks.
With Bryan playing a 4-3-3, I think it would be nice if Bluefield will keep the ball on the outside portion of the field. Bryan likes to compact the midfield of the field, and if we keep it on the outside, we can get away from their strong players in the midfield.
Now, you played against them last year when they did win the conference championship. What did they do well in Bryan?
They switched the point of attack very, very well. We lost their first game 1-0 against them. They're very well team.
And right as we talk about their strength, they add another goal. Bryan up 2-0, and that's Ana Ramirez. So Ramirez puts it in the back of the net off of her left foot. 2-0 Bryan. Already a tough go of it for Bluefield, being outscored 48-0 this season. Ramirez, a senior coming from Garland, Texas. One of the shorter players at 4'11". Bryan exposing the holes in the Bluefield defense early on. Clock just says 38 minutes left to go in the first half. Towards the back line for Bryan. Camacho and Stokes have tried to power through the defense of this Lions team, but so far nothing has really given Bluefield any breaks. Another through ball attempt. Ramirez stole it away, but nobody helped to help her on the Lions side. Through ball. Chasing it down, and Bluefield retains possession. Chance for Ramirez. And a good steal. Great tackle there. Dicing through, and the flag comes up. Bluefield with a free kick.
That's great work by Cammie. That's great work stepping in there, reading the pass, going through. She needs players to play through. We got to get wide for her to open up the space in the field.
Glad you're here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield College taking on Bryan College here at East River Soccer Complex. If you're a real BC Rams fan, we just have to let you know the football game that was supposed to be an audio-only broadcast this weekend will not be happening. St. Andrews still dealing with the hurricane as Ramirez has a lane in the middle of the pitch inside the box and lost the ball. Bluefield going for the back, and they got that away. That was Abigail Key that came all the way back and stole that ball away from Ramirez, which that could have been her second goal of the game. Still for Bryan in the red shirts. Giles looking for someone to pass it to. And kicked away. Another cross. Rams getting in the way. And it looks like this one, well, it seemed like it was going to be a corner, but Bluefield going to get the ball. And it's going to be a throw-in instead for Bryan. Didn't go out on the back line. Cross. For Ramirez, she kicks it away. Stokes. Back towards the sideline and a throw-in for Bryan. Oh, with 10 minutes elapsed in this game, Cynthia, what does Bluefield need to do to get back into it down 2-0?
Right now, Bluefield's attack is pressuring very high. With one man down, I believe if they stay more compact in the midfield and defensively, they'll be more prone to Bryan giving away the ball.
Good chase for Stokes, and Bryan has to kick it out. Rams have a throw-in, getting closer and closer to a goal. Now, just like that, Lions get the ball right back. Through ball through the middle of the field, wide open. Sanchez kicks it left, and the ball is booted away. It'll be offside anyway. She was looking for help towards the top of the field, and I think Sanchez should have just taken that ball herself.
Yeah, personally, she was 1v1 with Eva coming across the back line. She had her beat. She said take one touch and have a shot and goal.
Well, a good job by Waddell for Bluefield. Just charging that ball away. Already goals in the match from Giles as well as Ramirez. Ramirez is coming in the 38th minute and Giles in the 42nd. So just 3 minutes and 7 seconds elapsed. Now ball is loose again. Ramirez, no chance, wide right. So here's Schweers. We've already talked about it, how she was just thrown into the goalkeeper position. There was an injury. And then Schweers, she talks about, well, she doesn't really prefer herself to be a goalie, but right now she's the best option Bluefield has. Has to be strong here. Bryan in towards the net and kicked away. Bluefield's defense on their back heels in the mud. Giles fights it back for Bryan. And nobody's there. Miscommunication for the Lions. So it'll be a free kick for Schweers. Already a long start to this game after 45 minutes of waiting for the referees to get here. And, well, really, coming into today, we didn't even know we were going to be playing at East River Soccer Complex. There was a chance we were going to have to play in Beckley. Now the Rams playing on their normal home field, looking for a chance near the attacking third. Here's Stokes. Kicked out, throw in Rams. Now this might be their best chance they've had. Setting up in the middle of the box for Bluefield, it's Thrasher. Camacho, back to Stokes on a cross. And it goes out. That's Michaela Hill in goal. Keeper for Bryan. On the air, this is just her third start. Kerrigan Treola has played the majority of the season. That's over 600 minutes. So far, 8 saves on the year as Bryan comes the other way, ball over the back line. How will they rule that? That's going to be the first corner kick for the Lions. Now, if you're Bryan College here, Cynthia, trying to set up for another set piece, what do you do when you're setting up in the middle?
When you're setting in the middle, you want to get your height near the goalie. Most of the time, I like putting a player in front of the goalie. It kind of stops their vision of the field, vision of where the ball's going. Bryan has a lot of height over Bluefield right now, so that's an advantage for them. Personally, I'll send it high in the air more than driving it low on the ground.
Chance for Bryan, already up 2-0. Sent in the box. Ball still loose. And the Rams kick it away. Missed opportunity for the Lions as the ball is still rolling in the tall grass. And it's picked up by the Lions. Good move on the near side. Rams defense trying to hang tough. Robe now lost the ball right back to Ramirez. Trading it around. Long chance with a right foot. Got a piece of it there as Ramirez tried to get it back, rolling off her head. Good stance for the Rams. Stokes just has to let it fly. 29-38 until halftime.
Great pressure by Jordan there, making the center back kick the ball out wide for a Bluefield possession.
Rams still have possession. Another throw-in coming up. No shots as of yet for Bluefield. Here's Ramirez. Right back at it. Trying to go on the ground. Well, they have really tried to force that through ball. Just missed the pass. Looking down in the bottom for Thrasher, but instead, here comes Bryan. In the midfield, there's Rep. Long ball for Sanchez for Bryan. But instead, Waddell controls possession, boots it off, and the Rams have another throw-in. Bluefield has played most of this game backpedaling. Bryan on the attack. On the bottom for Ramirez. Cross. Right footer. And rolling straight to Schweers. Bluefield coming in, playing a man down. Bryan with a deeper roster. Rams essentially no one on the bench as Schweers has to dive left. It rolled just wide of the net. Clock is ticked down to 27:50. So Schweers with a goal kick. Goal scoring for McKenna Giles and Ana Ramirez. Here's Rapp for Bryan. Lots of space. Charges with the right foot, and Schwiers taps it out. It'll be a corner for Bryan. Already the second corner for the Lions.
Seems to me Bryan's through balls are getting to Bluefield's defense. We only have 10 players on the field, so fatigue is going to start to set in for our defensive line.
Well, you have to imagine that if all of the players were back and all of these injuries weren't so evident, that these holes wouldn't be as easy to expose as Schwiers comes up with a good save.
No, yeah, it would be a lot easier on the team in general to have subs coming off the bench and getting a break for one of the players.
Now, in practice, because there haven't been any chances to find new players or make these substitutes, is now a chance for Bluefield. We're going to have to hold that thought. Camacho lost it, picked up. Looking for someone open in the box. Sabin. Cross. Camacho trying to chase it down, but Michaela Hill picks it up. And what we were going to say before Bluefield had the chance, has there been a stressor on conditioning because you never have a chance to get out?
Yeah, to a certain extent, but conditioning comes with also a lot of strains and a lot of pulled muscles and hamstrings, and if we do more conditioning, we can't go through a hamstring pull or a quad strain. That's another player down.
Here comes Bryan, bumping in the box. Lost it. Lions want a handball, and a foul will be called on the Lions, so a free kick coming up. Boy, the Lions went in there with a head full of steam, and Waddell chased it down and booted the ball just a bit wide of the attack, and Bluefield's able to come up with it.
Beginning of the season, I had a pleasure of playing with Eva in the back line. It's personally great. She has great pace on the ball and reads the play very well.
So a free kick actually for Bryan. Lions in the red, Rams in the blue. Long chance. She's going for the net, and it bounces straight into the hands of Schwiers. Now, that seems to be your forte, Cynthia, in the games we watched you play last year. You're not afraid to try from so far out for a free kick as well.
Yeah, I would say I love to kick from far out. It's one of my best qualities in playing. I like to take them when they're not looking at it.
Here's Waddell getting the ball away from the Bryan attack again. Oh, it's Paula DePena Sanchez. Now she's in the box. No flag coming up. Sanchez halts it towards the net. In the air. And Bluefield misdirects it again. As another missed opportunity for Bryan. Can the Rams get back on transition? Now this is really where you see the Rams not having any numbers. Go back in transition. There's only one player to help you. Under 24 minutes to play in the first quarter, or first half. Stokes trying to fight for it. Bryan hanging tough. Lofted pass. Sanchez. Ball dies right before the back line. She'll have another chance at it. In the box. Right footer, too high. Another shot for Bryan, coming up with nothing. So that goes into the trees, another goal kick for Schwiers. Another shot for Bryan, coming up with nothing. So here's Schwiers. Bluefield down 2-0. Clock is ticked down to 23 minutes flat. Rams coached by Michael Callahan. In his first season, this team just trying to come up with their first goal. Another opportunity. And Bluefield on the back line is Waddell. Keeping the ball loose. Here comes Bryan. The bottom for Sanchez. Looking for a cross. Keeps it on the ground. Open chance. Right footer, Schweers boots it back. Still loose. And a ball sent high. Boy, Closa, I'm not sure what she was hesitating for. So we take a look back on our feed. Has it right in front of Schweers with the right foot. Tried to get past the defender. Went back with the right foot, and Schweers kind of confidently there just went to her foot instead of trying to pick the ball up.
I think as a defender and not having much goalie training, she's more prone to kicking the ball away than scooping it up like Addie Bland would do.
But you had to look back at it, Cynthia, and you have to think, well, maybe the right choice is to go to your hands there, because then Bryan has another chance with a right foot.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Picking it up would allow us to keep possession of the ball.
So here's Bryan setting up for another set piece. And a corner coming up for the Bryan College Lions. Out in Dayton, Tennessee, named for William Jennings Bryan. In the box. Long pass towards net, just wide. That looked like she was trying to set up a goal for someone, but then got dangerously close to the post. Back down to 20-44. So Schweer, she has been busy in the first half. Already 5 saves for her, and she almost netted another. Nothing coming easy for Bluefield. A whistle blows and substitutions coming. Clock down to 20 minutes and 5 seconds. We'll actually have the men's game for you right after this one. It's the first look we've had at the Bluefield College men's team at home this year. Here's Giles, right footer, saved by Schweers. 6th save for Farrah Schweers. Sophomore from Germany coming up with it. She'll roll it out. Bryan College has had the propensity to work the ball back in their favor after the ball is given away safely to the Bluefield College back line.
With Bluefield being on their heels all game, I think that they need to keep possession as a group and move up slowly. With them kicking the ball very high up top is not allowing for the rest of their team to catch up with them.
Here's Bryan on the attack. Sanchez now in the middle. Sanchez. Down in the bottom. Berchtold. Kicked away. There's Stokes. Good defensive effort there, but it will be a corner for Bryan. Oh, Maddie Stokes coming out of nowhere to punch that ball away from Berchtold. But yet again, we will see a set piece for Bryan.
Bailey, it's strange to me how they're one of their tallest players are taking the corner kicks.
Right. I mean, you think she would set up in the middle. But instead, Rapp will surge it towards the middle of the box, popped up, and over the goalpost. Bluefield getting lucky, only down 2-0. Clock down to 18 minutes, 12 seconds. Rams trying to keep it close here, Schweers. Yet again, Bryan spinning around with possession. They have it. Lofted effort. And Schweers doubles it up off the bounce.
Bryan's getting very anxious for another goal 40 yards out.
And you don't think that there's any reason to be anxious when you score 2 goals to start off the match and be in the driver's seat. And Bluefield has thwarted their attempts at goal and just trying distance. Throwing for the Rams, no shots. Bryan in a sprint. Cross midfield. Sanchez is open. Gets past 1L. And Bluefield's defense comes up strong again. Well, Stokes is all over the pitch for Bluefield. Bumping around. Oh, they're going to call a foul there. That's Keelan Bright coming off the bench. Sixteen and a half minutes before half. Lost the ball for Stokes. And the passing just hasn't been telegraphed early for Bluefield. So it will be a throw-in for Berchtold for Bryan. Lions in the red going left to right, Rams going right to left. Here's Stokes again, bumping around. And it's Sanders coming off the bench. Rams with a back. Cook. Well, Bluefield just cannot seem to keep the ball long. Bryan a bit taller, a bit more physical. When it comes down to it, they just have a few more players out on the field. Long pass. Down for Ghaffari. Shoots. And Schwiers punches the ball away. Well, that one looked like it was going about wide right anyway, but a solid effort for the goalkeeper. It'll be a corner kick. That's her 7th save. So Schwiers all over it. But now tested again as Bryan will set up for a set piece. Joanna Rapp, as we've already noted, one of the taller players actually trying to bend the ball in. Sophomore from Germany. Not the best chance. Bryan not giving up on it, though, as Waddell sends it on the ground back towards midfield. Bryan's not done yet. Trying to win the long race to the ball. And instead, Brooke Bowles will pick it. 14 minutes. Berchtold. Rapp pauses a moment. Now a through ball. Ghaffari passes towards the net. And a missed shot for Keelan Bright. Oh, that just missed her foot, but that was a great pass from Ghaffari.
Bluefield back line seems to be kind of confused when to step and when to drop on Bryan's long balls playing through. They're not just playing over the top now. They're trying to slide it through the outside back and the center back. It can be quite confusing. Oh,
Bryan has already worked in a few substitutes. Rams don't have the luxury of doing that. And they've been able to sub out a few new fresh players on the attack just in the first half. Flag comes up. Bright was offside, and Bluefield will get it back. 13 minutes, flat. Played 32 minutes so far in this one. 2-0 in favor of Bryan. They scored early on. But so far, in the latter half of the first half, Bryan has not been able to muster up his score. Bear Schwiers already with 7 saves. Rams with a chance. Too long on the effort. That was Madison Thrasher looking up top, and Camacho couldn't find it. Here come the Lions across midfield. Waddell coming out of the back line, trying to get something going offensively. Here's Stokes. Bluefield in the attacking third, in the box. Lost it, now the Rams have a throw-in near the post. Best look Bluefield's had all match. Over for Thrasher. Just couldn't get the touch back to Stokes. Just like that, Bryan has it back. Towing down the line, Ghaffari. Rams have the numbers, but Bryan has the legs. Ghaffari getting past a slipping Waddell. In the box. She shoots, and Schwier saves it. Quarter kick coming up. Another good effort for Schwiers, but what happened there for Bluefield on the other end with the attack?
We got caught lacking on the defense. Maddie Stokes had to step outside of the midfield, which gave them an extra player to play to inside the center. So with them playing inside the center, one of our outside backs had to step. Eva had to step outside, which caused another number to be up in their attack.
So yet another corner coming up. Rapp has been taking off, so now a new weapon on to kick for Bryan. Already scoring 2 goals early on. Clock has ticked down to 10.5 minutes before the first half ends. A bit short, and, wow, she missed the mark. So here's Farrah Schwiers. Rams trying to get a shot on goal before this first half ends. So far, nothing. Bryan has controlled the tempo as Schwiers gets it right over to Keelan Bright. And luckily for the Rams, the attacker was offside, so another chance for Schwiers. But Bluefield, well, seemingly there, you just got to try to kick it as far as you can. And Bryan, they're just all over the pitch.
Bluefield keeps trying to kick it down the middle of the field. If we look at it, Stokes is surrounded by 4 red jerseys. The ball has to stay on the outside of the pitch to actually connect successful passes.
Well, due to injuries, we have harped on it the entire game so far. Rams start out every game just a bit under. Now Bryan with more pieces to work with. Down the far edge. Here comes Michaela Hill. Haven't had to call on her name that many times today. Bluefield hasn't had any shots on goal. Stokes trying to fight for it back, though. Scrappy at midfield, and well, the referee not enjoying it. It'll be a free kick for Bryan. Bryan not wasting any time. Ghaffari one-on-one with Schwier. She shoots, and the goalkeeper saves it. Still loose in the box. On the ground, Bluefield standing tough. Bryan, the AAC champions from a season ago. Bright comes offside, and Bluefield catches another break. Well, Farrah Schwiers using her feet to her advantage again. Former defender, she has to be reminded that she can use her hands, but it seemed like using the feet on that save was the right idea. Inside, 8 minutes to go. Just in the first half, Appalachian Athletic Conference matchup between Bluefield and Bryan. Long kick away. Well, Stokes wasn't having any of that. Here's Camacho. Or that was Jordan O'Sabin. Either way, Bryan able to snatch it. Right in front of the bench is Callahan telling his team, we have to work. Rams playing just a bit outnumbered. They have to get on the back line. Cook with it in her own box and puts it on the ground. It'll be a throw-in for Bryan with under 7 minutes left before halftime.
These last 7 minutes, Bluefield really has to dig deep and push through the fatigue they're feeling right now. They're lacking on the defensive portion, getting back on defense, but they keep fighting. 6 minutes, they can get into halftime and have a break.
Bluefield definitely needing a break. Playing a man down to start out the games for about the past month. Here comes Bryan. Towards the box. Waddell bumped away from the ball, and the referee's not having any of that, so it'll be a free kick for Bluefield. 6 minutes to play. Slip up and another foul called on Bryan. Bluefield kept catching a couple of breaks. Dickens went down to the turf. Stokes will take the free kick. Coming back to her. Getting a bit chippy. It'll be a free kick for Bryan. Ghaffari going down to the grass. Paige Closa. And another whistle. Dangerous point for a free kick. Now an injury. Down on the ground, it's Mary Claire Schaefer. Clock continues to roll, 4 minutes, 40 seconds. And the training staff coming out. Stops the clock at 4 minutes and 34 seconds. As Schaefer is getting tended to here, Cynthia. Bluefield, they have had a few sprints of energy in the last few minutes of this game. What needs to happen for them to finish on them?
In their spurts of getting down the field, they pass it 1 and 2 touch to keep the Bryan's defense shifting back and forth. Maddie Stokes and Jordan had a great run down the field, playing a 1-2 around the outside back. Just keep that same movement going. Too many touches on the ball allows Bryan to get in great position for defense.
It has been tough for Bluefield, though, in the matter of Bryan has been able to sub out a few of their attackers. The players that we saw score goals early on, McKenna Giles as well as Ana Ramirez, they're not even on the field right now, and Bluefield has to work with their same defense to go up against new players.
I mean, as a defender, personally, that sucks to have a new forward attacking you, know what their tendencies are, what foot they are, and just what way to push them, how do they play. It's tough for defenders, plus it's fresh legs coming on the field when your legs are dying for 45 minutes.
Absolutely, and, well, this game already off to an unorthodox start, playing 45 minutes later than what we thought the game was going to be at. It was 3 o'clock scheduled kickoff, and for the Rams, waiting for the referees to get here. Now, Schaefer is still on the field. We're going to take a break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Clock is at 4:34 before halftime. 2-0 Bryan leads. Schaefer is off the pitch, and the Rams are back on defense. Free kick coming up for Bryan College as they already lead 2-0. Bailey Engel and Cynthia Brown. We're happy to have you here on the Rams Digital Sports Network as Bluefield looking for their first goal of the season. Instead, Bryan with a free kick, and it rolls straight into the hands of Ferris Schweers, and Bluefield will have the ball back with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go before halftime. Rams have had just spurts of energy and haven't been able to capitalize. Looking for holes in the Bryan defense that have not presented themselves as of yet. And another foul to be called. Bryan trying to hustle as this will be a free kick for the Lions. Down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Straight to Maddie Stokes. Towards midfield. Lions retain possession. Here's Ghaffari. Madison Stokes, a good defensive play. It'll be a throw-in for Bryan. In the box. Just right. Riley Evans with an open look at the net, one-on-one with Schweers, but for Bryan, Cynthia, they have just not been able to put the ball in the net. They have had so many chances, combining with bad shots and Schweers' solid goal playing. Well, Bluefield still has a chance in this one.
Seems to me Bryan's forcing a lot of their shots now. In the beginning, they knocked the ball around very well and waited for their perfect opportunity to take that shot. McKenna had a great shot. She was one-on-one with the keeper. She waited for opportunity. Now they seem like they're pressuring.
Still pressuring as Schweers goes to the turf. And taking a while to get up. This is a scary sight for Bluefield. Schweers already the backup goalkeeper. And she's back up, luckily for Bluefield. Already playing a man down. Don't have many other options. It'll be a corner kick for Bryan. 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Corner. Evans. In towards net. Bluefield boots it away. Bryan trying to manufacture an open look at goal. Key getting in the mix. Ghaffari off her left foot. Pinballing in the box. Rams slipping up in the mud. Clock down to 1 minute and 10 seconds. Long chance, and like Cynthia said, they are just forcing it from deep. Bryan not giving up. 50 seconds now. Rams, can they get their first shot on goal? Sliding effort. Aggressive play for Anna Sanders. Keeps the clock rolling. 30 seconds left. Rams with a throw-in. Have to hustle here. Stokes. Back out. Who's it off of? And Bryan will get it back. 18 seconds. Lions taking their time, already up 2-0. Goal scoring from Giles and Ramirez. Ghaffari on a sprint. Waddell just getting in the way. 5 seconds. And that will be it for the first half. Bryan goes into the dressing room up 2-0 over Bluefield. We're going to be right back here on the Rams Digital Sports Network for the second half between Bluefield and Bryan. Ready to start the second half here in Bluefield. Bryan leading 2-0 over the Bluefield College Rams. Bailey Engel and Cynthia Brown. We're happy to have you here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bryan logging so many shots at goal. Farrah Schweers doing a good job in the back of the net for Bluefield, but Rams have not been able to find a shot on goal yet in this game. I have to see if it changes here. Good through ball. Thrasher. And the defense coming on strong for Bryan. Bluefield playing a man down. Bryan has been able to victimize the Rams. Now a shot for Giles. Right footer. Lost it. And Maddie Stokes. Well, they've shifted her playing defense a bit, Cynthia.
I mean, she's very comfortable there. She played that position all last year with me, and I think she's a great player at that position. I see why they did that. Maddie Stokes has great pace in the back, can recover very fast.
Bryan in the box. And kicked away, Camaro Cook. Sanchez trying to chase it down. In the air. Well, the beginning of the second half looks a lot like the end of the first half. Bryan keeping the ball and possession. And Bluefield really hoping that Farrah Schweers can keep her great goalkeeping game going. And the ball rolls right to her off of the boot of Ramirez. Almost 2 minutes elapsed in the first moments of the second half. Giles, way offside. I know you don't really play on the forward side of things, Cynthia, but you have to, how easy is it to lose your awareness of where you are on the pitch when that flag comes up?
Very easy, especially with a back line that likes to play an offside trap. I mean, if you're a fast player, it's kind of hard because you can't really slow yourself down. But if you're fast, you got to wait your line a little bit longer. Know your speed will get you there.
Ball leaking back towards the attacking third for Bluefield. Michaela Hill has not had to make a save, but Rams trying to change that as they inch closer to the attacking third. On the throw, Cook back for Maddie Stokes, trying to weave her way through the defense. Rams in the box. And kicked away. Pressure there for Bluefield. That was one of the few times, if not the only time, where they had a chance in the box. But being outnumbered, that defense holding strong for the Lions. It'll be a throw in for Bluefield. Stokes working it back at midfield. Giles again. Going 1-on-3 down the back line. Off the left foot. Oh, it was a perfect pass from McKenna Giles looking for Jessica Chavero. and it went right off the left end of her cleat. It'll be a goal kick. Another big break for Bluefield. Don't have much to say on it, or?
Very unfortunate for the outside back to get beat. Our outside wingers have to get back to help cover for the outside back. They have 2 forwards against 4. Seems like his number's up, but when you have 3 in the midfield with our 1, they have numbers in there, so our center backs have to step up because less numbers in the back.
Well, Giles didn't play for the end of the first half. Now fresh legs coming back, and Bluefield has been able to be a bit tougher in the midfield. Had a few more chances than they did at the last end of the first half, just at the beginning of the second. Clock has ticked down to 40 minutes and 10 seconds. Another through ball. Giles in the middle. She shoots. Another save for Schweers. Bumping around in the box. No whistle. They will play through. Another right footer. And Schweers traps the ball.
McKenna has great pace up top, how she just blew past our defense. Farah made a great save once again with a one-on-one. That must not be easy with the goalie with no training.
Well,
she's doing amazing out there.
Not even just one save. She had to go back around, and then the try from outside of the box. She had to make another save. Another chance developing for Bryan. They have 3, almost 4 in the box. Abby Key fighting the ball away. Sweatman. Here's Giles. Left footer off of Waddell. Ball is still loose. Ramirez trying to pick it up, and Waddell's able to pick it. Rapp will try, and that ball with a gnarly amount of backspin goes towards the back line, and Schweers will pick it up. Clock down to 38 minutes, 50 seconds. Well, Waddell picks it away. A bit of wind flowing out onto the pitch here at East River Soccer Complex. Wondering where the men's game is right now. The Rams had to wait on the referees. It took them about 50 minutes late to show up to the pitch. Rams got this one started around 3:50, and we will have the men's match for you right after that. Whistle blows and a free kick for the Rams, who are in blue, Bryan in red. Giles with possession. Feeds top. Here's Rapp. Gets past the defender. Still loose. Right footer. Wide left. So a decent shot for Sweatman. Decided to go on the ground, and Bluefield able to live to see another day. Just down 2-0. So a substitution. Javero goes out. And it looks like Keely Holiday will come in. Ramirez off her head. Sanchez back with it for Bryan. Looking for a cross. 3 in the box for the Lions. Here it is. And Maddie Stokes puts her feet on it. Another cross for Giles. 1-on-1. She scores. McKenna Giles able to put it in the back of the net. Her second goal of the night and her 7th goal of the season. It's 3-0 Bryan. Well, Cynthia, with as many chances the Lions were getting, you had to think it was only a matter of time before McKenna Giles put that into the net.
Yeah, that was a great shot by her. Great cross by the outside mid over there. We went through a breakdown by not getting the ball on the outside mid, which is understandable. They are a very fast team on the outside. We just got to step back with the cover for our players. Once we get beat, it's 10 seconds back to win the ball.
So now with 36 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the match, Bryan trying to find another chance. Sweatman for Giles, and Waddell pushes her left foot on the ball. Keep that ball outside of the box. Down to 36 minutes. Rapp, the tall presence in the middle of the pitch. Sweatman with it back. Going one-on-one with Jordan O'Saban. Giles fighting. Down the line. Back towards the middle. Shot and wide left. Oh, that was Holiday. She was trying to go opposite of the keeper and Schweers, and she just missed the mark. That was nearly 4-0.
Bluefield's having a hard time defending on the outside pitch. They're stabbing it a lot, causing for our center backs to get out of the play, which causes for those easy balls to go inside the box.
So it'll be a free kick for Bluefield with 35 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Waddell takes it instead of Schweers, and the ball leaks closer to the back line. It'll be another goal kick. Thanks for all 58 of you tuning in right now on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Men's match right after this. Here's Stokes. Rams still looking for their first goal of the season. Here's Keely Holiday. Just past the foot of the Bluefield defender. McKenna Giles trying to fight loose. And instead, Abigail Key, or rather for Bluefield, that was Camaro Cook that sent it wide. Now down to 34 minutes left. Sweatman. Grounded pass for Giles. Already has 2 goals in the match. Good pass. Loose ball. Right footer. Just wide. More and more shots left for Bryan. They have not weakened in their attack. They have not given up. Still, though, a testament for Bluefield. With all of these shots, the Lions have had only 3 goals to show for it. As a matter of fact, 25 shots for the Lions, and 16 of them have been on goal. And for Bluefield, 0 in both categories. Ana Ramirez pushing around a few Bluefield defenders. She was draped over the back of Waddell. Now in the middle, standing tall is Cook. Ramirez. Macho back with it for Bluefield. For the Rams, it seems almost like there's an impenetrable force field that they have not been able to get through since really the start of the game.
Seems to me Bryan's midfield's controlling the whole game. As soon as we knock it in the midfield, they have a great defensive mid that's getting everything with their chest, controlling the play of the game.
Sweatman again. That's off the face of Key and back to Schweers. Small leak in the defense for Bryan. Can the Rams exploit it? Looking for Camacho. And instead, Michaela Hill steps up.
As we look at Bluefield's back line while Bryan's attack, they seem to be very flat, which causes those through balls to be so easy to get through.
And like you said, another. Here's Ramirez. 2-on-1 with the left foot. Gets through Schweers. Rather, that wasn't Ramirez. That was Mia Patel. And she nutmegged the goalie for the 4th goal of the day for Bryan. Four to 0, Rams being outscored this season 50-0. And for Bryan, well, you just have more players on the pitch. And for Bluefield, it can almost be a losing battle to start with, but it's how you try to make some of these opportunities for your team, and it's very tough doing that with only 10 players out there. Stokes. Back for Cook. Okay, slipping up in the mud. The field, well, it's getting a beating here at East River with the rain coming in and this whole match being played. There's going to be a men's game right after this. Rams taking on Bryan College. Down the middle. Waddell chasing it down. Breathing down her neck. Bryan looking for a chance. That was Keelan Bright again.
That's great work by Eve in the back to chase down the forward, to keep possession of the ball and grab the foul.
So 29 minutes and 37 seconds. Rams trying to muster up a goal. Patel for Bright. Pinballing for Giles. In the box, Sanchez off the post. Schweers picks it up off the ricochet, and now instead of it being 5-0, Bluefield relying on their goalie to make yet another save. It looked like she got a piece of it on that first shot. Here's Patel. Cross straight to Waddell. Bluefield slipping up and trying to see who that is. That's Camaro Cook. Long chance for Patel. Sanchez over the post. That was a beautiful pass from the forward. Game clock now down to 28:30. 4-0 Bryan. They have scored 2 goals early on in the second half. And Kwame Apia, the first season head coach for Bryan, already using a good amount of substitutes as a Bluefield defender is down. Rams already starting out a player down, and we'll take a break here as now they tend to this injury. 27 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the match. Rams down 4-0. Well, Camaro Cook seems to be okay. Rams down 4-0. Another chance coming up for Bryan. Dicing through the box. Right footer. Straight to Schweers. That was a good shot for Riley Evans. Her second shot on goal in the match. Two goals. Oh, go ahead, Cynthia.
If Bluefield stepped up their line of pressure, a lot of Bryan's shots wouldn't be so close to Farah. A lot of the outside of the 18 shots is less percentage to go in.
Rams look a bit tired already, playing down, and Bryan using so many substitutions to stay fresh in this game. That's just not an option for Bluefield. Michael Callahan dealing with a really heavy task of being able to do that. 26 minutes and 30 seconds. Whistle blows, and once again the Lions bringing in more fresh legs. Sweatman will come off. Checking in, it'll be Brooke Bowles. Throw in deep in the attacking third for Bryan. Very close to the corner, but yet again another throw.
This to me seems like a mirror image of the first half. They subbed out a lot of their starters and have the same substitution going in. Bluefield held their own second half and fought through it and held them to 2 goals in the half.
It looks like this will be a corner. Bowles will take it. They don't have Rapp on the pitch, who's one of their tallest players. Out. Another chance. Off the right foot. In front of net and over the post. That was Keely Holiday. Had a couple of chances of it. And went over the head of Ferris Schweers. So the score stays 4 minutes with 25 minutes left to go. Or 4 goals to none. It looks like Zena Jasurum, one of the taller players on the field for Bryan. She might have been the target on that set piece. Now a chance for them. Holiday, right foot. Too much. 4-0 the score. 2 goals for Giles, 1 for Ramirez, and 1 for Patel. For Jasurum. Lofted pass. Now Bluefield hanging tough. 30 shots for Bryan, 18 on goal. Bouncing back to Schweers again. Well, Schweers with 14 saves in the match. Kayla Hill yet to have the opportunity to make one. Lions once again advancing quickly. Riley Evans matched up with Abby Key, who fights it away. Rapp hoping for help. Patel for Jasurum. On the ground, and Schweers dives over. Inside 23 minutes. Here's Rapp. Jasurum. One-on-one with Stokes. Gets past her. Schweers dives and makes the save.
Although that was an unfortunate tackle for Maddie, seems like the back line is reading the through balls a little bit better this half than last half.
Well, it seemed like Bryan in that first half, that's all they were doing, was just nothing but through balls.
They're definitely trying to force it through to their fast players up top. They noticed that Maddie Stokes got moved to the back to play center back, which caused more pace with Eva in the backfield.
So it'll be a throw in for Bluefield. Score at half was 2-0, and much like what we saw in the first half, Bryan putting the pressure on early and manufacturing 2 goals. Another throw in coming up for the Lions. Wearing the red, Bluefield in the blue. Trying to target Jesurum. And it goes along with the narrative we've been preaching for most of this match. Bryan able to substitute. They have a bench full of Lions just waiting to come back in. Rams, well, their bench has someone on crutches, a trainer. It's just tough for Bluefield to try to move forward when they're down a player to start every match. "20 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this match. For Waddell. And a whistle blows. It will be a free kick for Bluefield. 20 minutes left to go. Evans wins the race to the ball. All the way to the Bryan backline with Paige Closa. Wanda Camacho trying to get to the ball, and Closa instead dishes it right. Keely Holiday. Through ball again. Looking for Bright. Oh, she just struck Waddell. There is no foul called, and I have to think there's some sort of whistle there, and Waddell is down. Got to hand it to Eva Waddell, Cynthia. She has been all over the place for Bluefield, and now she just took a shoulder throw there from the forward.
Eva's definitely a tough player in our back line. Coming from a freshman from a all-private school, she went through it back in high school also, but she can definitely fight through it all. I give her the shoulders in practice, and she takes them all, so, I mean, nothing she's not used to.
Patel, long chance, off the foot. Schweers going with the right foot for another save. Here come the Rams. Cross midfield. They're going 3-on-5. And the Lions push it out towards the Bluefield sideline. 18 minutes flat left to go in the match. This team from Dayton, Tennessee, already aiming for what could be their third conference win of the year. Errant pass. It'll be a throw in for Bluefield. Key will throw it in. 17 minutes and 15 seconds. Lost the ball. Now it'll be another throw in. This time it's Brooke Bowles. Aiming for Brighton. Waddell steps up. Crossing through, it's Sanders. She lost it. Adeline Atkins steps up. Or no, Saban loses it. Bulls fighting with it back. Anna Sanders for Bryan. Long ball. Jasurum. Right foot. Saved by Schweers. Another save for the German goalkeeper. Score remains 4-0. Make that the 33rd shot of the match and the 20th on goal. Here's Bright. One-on-one. Right foot. Saved by Schweers again. Sanders boots it. Off of Camaro Cook. "17 saves for Schweers. That's just flat out remarkable.
Farr has made amazing saves this game, keeping Bluefield within arm's reach of the game. 4-0 is not a bad score to have. You can always come back from 4-0. 16 minutes left on the clock. Farr is definitely coming up big for Bluefield.
Well, she's just made it more interesting. Now, this could easily be, with a bad match for her, it could be a score like 12-0, and she has made it respectable. Here's Jasurum back with it for Bryan, crossing midfield. Wright had a chance on the last attack. Gets past Waddell, and Camaro Cook. Oh, Bright has been just a physical player in the attacking third. Waddell has gotten the end of it. 14 minutes, 40 seconds. Thanks for tuning in to this Appalachian Athletic Conference soccer matchup. Rams trying to fight for their first goal of the year. Long right footer. Schweers kicks it back out. Jasurum taps it wide. Waddell, wow. Now it'll be a free kick for Bryan, very close to the box. There's really no doubt on that one.
There's no doubt. She definitely went in when the girl was already on the ground. I would say a reckless play by Eva on the outside of the box is definitely a scoring opportunity for Bryan.
So Bryan to take this free kick. Have to see if they go at the net or set it up on a set piece here. Keely Holiday. So far for her, 4 shots and only 1 on goal. So go towards the middle. Closa with a right foot and pushes it wide. So it'll be a goal kick for Bluefield. 13 minutes and 7 seconds before this match is over. Schweers with 18 saves, combating herself from 35 shots, 22 of them being on goal for Bryan. Lions back in the box. Jasurum crosses. Saved by Schweers. Snares it and pushes the ball right back down onto the turf with 12 minutes and 14 seconds left to go.
Seems to me Bluefield has lost all center mid presence, which is causing one of their center backs or even outside backs to step up to the play. That's why their outside mids are getting the ball so often.
Here's Holiday for Jasurum. The flag has not came up, but it won't matter. Ball rolls to the back line. It'll be a goal kick. Inside of 12 minutes left to go. Rams yet to log a shot on goal. Now for Bright. Maintains possession before the ball rolls out. Got it back. Schweers taps it out. And that looked like that was going to be close to being out. I think it must have just hit the post on the wide end, so it's going to be a goal kick rather than a corner. "10 minutes and 40 seconds. At the men's match right after this, they'll be playing against the Bryan College Lions as well. Bluefield men have not played a home game yet, so you're going to want to tune in here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Is Surham. Coming back, another chance for Bryan. Another cross. Off target. Inside of 10 minutes left. 9 minutes and 50 seconds.
I must applaud Bluefield. With 2 men down right now, they're really working hard, showing a lot of heart that they have for the team and love they have for the game.
Well, you have to give it to Fair Schweers. I mean, with 18 saves, it could be a lot uglier. And Bluefield has not really given her a break. Even on a free kick like that, she has to get right back into it because they're just punching the ball close to the net.
Seems to me we're focused on too much forcing it down the middle of the field when all of Bryan players are sitting there with a definite height advantage over us. We need to knock it out wide, keep the ball moving on the outside of the field.
9 minutes, 5 seconds. I think we've been talking about it really the whole match, but it's just came down to Bryan having more players to work with. And Waddell, who just kicks that ball away, she's been in since the whistle blew to start the match. Stokes trying to chase it down. That's the best effort Bluefield's had. Through ball in the middle. Wide open. Chance at goal. Almost hitting the post, or almost over the post to hit it. That was a good chance for Riley Evans.
Bluefield definitely caught a break on that one.
Now Sanders. Past the defender with the left foot over the post. I think Bryan, when they get back on the bus to go to Dayton, Tennessee, they might have to look at this game film and think they've missed a lot of opportunities. I mean, the only people that have scored goals in this match, Giles, Ramirez backed her up in the first half, and also we saw a goal from Rhea Patel. But the scoring efforts for them, they've attempted to diversify it, but nothing has happened. Be a free kick for Bluefield with 7.5 minutes left to go. Bumping past Camaro Cook, no whistle. Bright. Nearly for Jesurum, ball still loose, and Waddell picks it up. Schweers is down on the ground. Looked like she collided there with the attacker for Bryan. Referee's making sure Camaro Cook is okay on the other end as well. Clock is now halted at 6 minutes and 52 seconds.
So with the second hard hit, Farr had to take this game and bouncing right back up to play goalie for her team. It shows real heart from her. Also with 30-plus saves this game, 30-plus shots on goal.
Very close to it. Right now it says 19 saves with 41 shots on goal. or 41 shots, 23 of them being on goal. Goes straight out. Bryan will have another throw in. 6.5 minutes. Sanders. Back for Holiday. Stokes trying to fight it away. Meanwhile, Bright raising her arm up. She's down in the attacking third, just parked waiting for a pass. And the flag comes up, rightfully so. She was offside. Clock still rolling, 6 minutes and 2 seconds.
Got to give it to our back line and the goalie. We went into this position last year with very few players in the field. It's hard being on your heels all game and making all those sprints back and forth and still fighting throughout the whole game.
So, Cynthia, if the score remains here 4-0 and the Rams go back into the locker room with another loss, what are the takeaways going to be for Bluefield?
Takeaways are, of course, rest up. That's one of the biggest takeaways, no injuries. But the heart, Coach worries a lot about heart, that we didn't give up, that we kept fighting throughout the whole game. And honestly, I feel like we did on both sides of the field. You see Wanda up there up top still working hard. Although she's by herself against 4 players, she's still working hard. He's going to talk a lot about connecting passes and using the outside of the pitch a lot and finding feet. A lot of this game we tried to find space, but we only had 1 player up top to work with. We got to start finding feet and moving on. Worry about the next game.
Ball towards the back for Bryan. Inside of 5 minutes now, 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Trickling back to Schweers. In the box, Jasurum. Waddell trying to punch it out. Stays alive. Anna Sanders. Right footer. Oh, very, very close. Just going on the left of the net, Schweers decided to watch it go. Next match for Bluefield, hitting the road and going down to the home of Billy Graham in Montreat, North Carolina. That'll be this Saturday. Three minutes and 35 seconds. Well, Bryan has not let off with the gas pedal. They have been trying for another goal. Taps forward for Stokes. Sliding effort. And Waddell bumping into Sanders. No whistle. Play on as the ball goes out on the far side.
That was a big tackle by Waddell. It seems like Bryan Coach does not agree with the call by the ref to let it play on.
Yeah, Kwame Appiah, I think if I'm in his position, Cynthia, might have to just call off the Dogs at this point. You're up 4-0. Don't want to have anybody injured in a game that's already won for them. They're going to go down to Bright. In the box. Slows it down, taps with the left foot, and Schweers makes another save. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Bryan keeping the aggression going. Waddell goes down, and a whistle blows. It'll be a free kick for Bluefield. 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Oh, ticking down and within a minute and a half left to go. Bryan only mustering 4 goals in this one, trying for one more. Sprint into the box, dish towards the middle. Key gives it back. Not the best play for the freshman, Abby Key. Two Lions in the box, a header. And it goes wide left. 50 seconds left. Went off of the head of Ghaffari. Waddell really taking her time. Bluefield, they're going to fall to 0-7 on the year. 0-5 in the conference, dealing with so many injuries. It will be a telling season for Bluefield. Still looking for their first goal. Well, Bryan, they'll find their 4th win of the season and their 3rd in conference. Clock ticks to 0, and that is the final score. Bryan comes away with a win 4-0 over the Bluefield College Rams here at East River Soccer Complex. Well, Cynthia, after watching this game for Bluefield, what do the Rams need to work on in the future?
A lot of the first touch. A lot of the first touch allowed Bryan to get into position to take the ball away. And, of course, moving off the ball. Moving off the ball is a problem with them. They stayed stationary, which caused it so easy for Bryan's midfield to stay with them. They moved outside and used more of the field. It's a really big pitch they're playing on. Use more of the field, allow their players time with the ball. I feel like it'll go a long way.
Well, for Cynthia Brown and my cameraman, Michael Everett, we are going to tie a bow on this first matchup. Rams falling 4-0. We're going to be right back with the men's game here on the Rams Digital Sports Network.